Guys, and welcome back to another online gluten-free vegan recipe. Anyway, let me roll up my sleeves so I can tell you. Let's get this thing. I'll definitely get going in my kitchen here for you. I'd like to have fun with it. Oh shit! Eyes for my finger. So then once. So. Spatula down. Yes. There's a whisk. A whisk. You're just gonna whisk it. Okay, don't laugh. Don't laugh. This is serious. I'm having an issue saying whisk right now. So you're just gonna whisk this real quick. Whisk. Whisk. Let's see if there's another name for whisking. Whisking. You're gonna whisk it. Let's whisk our dry ingredients together, guys. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Oh my god, Jane, just do the video. Hi guys, and welcome back to another online gluten-free vegan recipe from yours truly, the Heathen Vegan. As always, excuse me. As always, at the beginning of each and every video, I like to take a quick second to thank you guys for taking time out of your day, for checking out my channel, for leaving likes and comments and all that other good stuff, and becoming subscribers. So this is a quick shout out to you guys. Thank you. And for those of you that are new here and you're checking this out for the very first time, hope you guys end up sticking around and subscribing too. We're gonna make something really simple, really quick, really easy. We're gonna make gluten-free vegan crackers. Yeah, that's, you know what I mean. That's great. The thing is too, though, a lot of people tend to get a little bit overwhelmed when they start like cooking in the kitchen, especially if it's something that they're not normally used to doing. It's really super simple and easy to get used to cooking. I know today with our modern conveniences and how there's just readily everything available for you, that sometimes eating healthy kind of gets put on the back burner, and it really shouldn't, because it's one of the main things that keeps you healthy, that keeps you going, that nourishes you, that nourishes your cells, that gives you longevity and energy and all that other good stuff. And now I'm rambling, but so anyway, what we're going to be making today is gluten-free vegan crackers. There's 5 simple ingredients. 5. You'll need a cup and 2 3/4 of gluten-free flour. You'll also need a half a cup of water, 1 teaspoon of olive oil, a half teaspoon of cream tartar, and then you'll also need a half teaspoon of baking soda. So that's it. There's 5 simple ingredients. I know sometimes when we're making things in the kitchen, there'll be some wait time, there'll be some prep time, there'll be some extra ingredients, but this is it. Just 5 ingredients. We're going to make some crackers. And this right here is also a base recipe. This means that you can take this recipe, and if you want to make sun-dried tomato crackers or flaxseed crackers or even like sesame and spinach crackers, you can do all that. But yeah, so we're going to get started with this. You're also going to need to preheat your oven to 400. You will need a baking sheet and some parchment paper. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take all your dry ingredients. You're going to take your cup and 2/3 of your gluten-free flour. You're going to take your half teaspoon of baking soda. You're also going to take your half teaspoon of cream tartar. After you get your dry ingredients in the bowl, you're going to want to take your whisk and just whisk. Once you have your dry ingredients combined together, what you're going to do is you're going to add in your half cup of water. And then you're going to add in your 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Now what you're going to do here is, you could start to whisk it, but it's going to get a little bit sticky. I'm going to take off my bracelet real quick. And you're just going to start to knead this. As you knead it with your hand, it's going to start to get less and less sticky, which is a good thing. I mean, you want that to happen. So what you're going to find is the more that you knead it, the more pliable it's going to get, which is good. That's what we want it to do. I'll show you in a quick second what the ball of dough looks like. Alright, here is my bowl of dough. Now as you can see, this is nice and pliable. Let's just make sure our little ball here is good to go. I'm going to put it back in the bowl for 1 minute. But yeah, it's looking good. That we have our dough situated. It doesn't need to stay, it doesn't need to rest, nothing. We're going to take out our baking sheet. And then our parchment paper. You are going to need, if you have one, a pizza cutter to cut the dough once you roll it out, because we are going to have to roll it out. We are going to try to roll it out as thin as possible. And then from there, we'll straighten them up, cut them up, put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. Let them cool for like a minute, and we should have some homemade, gluten-free, vegan, crackers. Okay, so let's push this down a bit. And if you have to do it in sections, which I think I'm going to actually do it in sections, let's push it down with your hand first as much as you can. And then get another piece of parchment paper. Put that on top. Make sure it stays. Alright, so we're just going to roll this out as thin and as evenly as we possible. If you're wondering why we have parchment paper on top, it's because of the fact that the dough could be sticky and it might not let it roll out as easily as when we have the parchment paper on there. Just roll this out until you get this nice and smooth and somewhat even. And then obviously, I mean, you're not going to be able to roll it smoothly out into a square, and if you can, then you got to come over here and show me how to do that. But just a little quick gander. Looks pretty good. Okay, that looks good. We don't want it too thin because we want to be able to get them onto our baking sheet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this even so that the edges of the crackers are even too, and then with my excess dough I'm going to put back in the bowl. This part down here is going to be a little bit tricky. I don't want to waste all of that dough right there because I only have like one little square, so we'll do it like this. Get that like that. I'm going to cut, you can cut your crackers any way you choose to cut your crackers. I'm going to cut my crackers just into basic squares, like probably 1 by 1 squares. Some of them are not going to be even. I mean, we're not professionals here. So some of them won't be even. Some of them might be. You never know. But as long as they come out and taste pretty good, I guess that's the main thing. It's not how you get there. It's as long as you get there. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer this baking sheet right here, or this parchment paper right here. I'm going to separate these guys. I probably should separate them after I get them on the baking sheet. So I'm going to take this and put it on my baking sheet. I am going to separate the crackers just so that when they bake, they don't touch each other, or in case they expand. I'm also, yet again, going to put my timer on for 20 minutes because sometimes I space out and I forget about things. So when the timer goes off, I'll know that I still have crackers in the oven. Once the second batch is done, I'll plate them up, make them look all pretty and stuff, and we'll see how they came out.